Hi everyone, I'm just putting together this little video to be able to go over with you all the changes that we're going to be making to the session plans. Previously, all of our session plans were called lesson plans, but for consistency amongst all documents, we're going to start referring to them now as session plans. So I apologise if I use the two words interchangeably through this video. Following on from the last ACT meeting that we had, we were discussing how lesson plans probably aren't being utilised as efficiently as they should be, and how a lot of the time we have meetings to discuss course changes, but for some reason or another, the changes don't actually occur. So what we've decided to do is to go back to using a paper-based version of session plans and have them filled in following each session. So this will be the responsibility of the homeroom trainer for each course at each campus to print up so that it's an available resource for all trainers. And this will then be kept within the staff office area. So this is going to be really important primarily for courses that have multiple teachers teaching in the same program, but also for any new trainers that come on board so they can have a bit of an idea of what worked well in the past and what didn't, what they need to be aware of. So these session plans can then become a working document that will then be utilised and brought to our meetings when we're discussing courses to be able to make changes. They'll then be stored on the staff drive so that we've always got access to them to be able to refer back. I've decided to go back to a paper-based version of this because I think it's probably a little bit easier than doing it on the computer with the system that we've got now, but it's also a lot faster. It doesn't take much just to write a couple notes at the end of a session. So if I go through a couple of examples with you, the first one you'll be able to see is the original lesson plan. So this is a lesson plan for the Allied Health course from 2017, and it's got all the course code, class name, competency code, session number, time, learning outcome, theory and practical components, and any assessments that will either be released or that are due, including observations. There's also space for resources, trainer comments, and notes at the bottom. So if we have a look at the theory component, it's all based on the respiratory system and breathing. So there's 4 key points. And this part down here is a big reason why we're wanting to do this. So it says video effects of smoking to be added. Now, from what I've seen, I still can't see this video on the PowerPoint. So we'll discuss that afterwards. Practical component, students that are working in pairs to research and present to the class a major condition affecting the respiratory system. And give the students 40 minutes to prepare the presentation that should last for 10 minutes. If I have a look at a version that was then done by Elise as part of a review for this course, you can see all the information at the start is still the same, but then she's gone in and added some additional comments. So in the theory component, we've still got the same stuff at the front, video effects of smoking to be added, and it's saying that that's been added to the PowerPoint. However, I still can't see that. But it's also got then some information saying students complete work placement booklet, and students can complete pages 5 and 6 of the activity booklet, which is a new resource that's been created for this course. In the practical component, you've still got the information about researching in pairs, that task, but there's more information so you can see the different components of the respiratory system and then different conditions. So it just means when it comes to presenting this session next year, whenever it may be, not having to think about it, it's already there. Right? And we've matched up the assessments that are going to be included in this session. If we go down to resources, you can see the resources that are going to be required for this session. So for this session, we need the PowerPoint for the respiratory system, but then we also need butcher's paper and coloured markers with a human body drawing on it, and the respiratory system Kahoot, with a note saying to see session 2's lesson plan for the login details for that. Also in the trainer's comments, after the activity is finished, the paper can be hung on the wall in the classroom. Other suggestion is to trace a student onto the butcher's paper for the human body drawing outline. And there's another key point on here saying to try and get a blue light for next week's hand washing session and check that the web links still work. So this shows forward thinking, and it's making sure that in the sessions previously you know what's going to be covered the following week. So if I go to next week's session, you can see that there's a video about hand washing. There is a web link for that as well as one for the course that goes with it. So you'd want to be able to check those links to make sure they do both work so that if there is an issue, we can fix it before the class. But then also practical skills, observe participants washing hands both with soap and antiseptic lotion, use of a blue light if possible. Now, if you can't get it, that's fine, but you've got more of a chance of getting that blue light if you know at least a week in advance compared to just turning up on the day and then seeing that in there. So from there, what I can do is utilize all of this information that's been added and go to my new session plan. Still got all the same information at the start. What you will notice with the SBAT ones is I've just put in a time rather than a start time and a finish time because all campuses do have slight variances as well. In my theory component, I've added work placement discussion and reflection and the delivery of that session 10 PowerPoint. Still got the video effects of smoking in there and that students can complete pages 5 and 6 of the activity booklet. Still kept the practical component as it was. In the assessment section, I've added some extra detail saying that students to be given time to complete tasks in their work placement logbook as well. Kept the resources as suggested and then just put in the notes at the bottom. Now, if I was delivering this session, this is where I'm going to put any comments that are specific to that session I just delivered. So if I still could not find this video about the effects of smoking, that's where I can just put in a comment saying video not in the PowerPoints, where is this? Okay. Or if it was a web link that wasn't working, I could put in web links doesn't work. If you've managed to find the equivalent web link, put that in, okay, make that job a lot easier going forward. But other things that you could put in this trainer comments, you could put in things like didn't have enough time in this session to deliver this project. Or you could say half of the students did it this week, half of them to do it next week. Also a great spot to put anything like spelling errors in PowerPoints, irrelevant information in PowerPoints or out of date information. If there's a resource that you think could have helped the students to understand a task better, put that in there as well. Right? It all just helps with that improvement of the courses going forward. If you have any questions on this, please feel free to come and have a chat with me, email me, talk to me on the phone, and we can go through it.